Hello, welcome to this class. Today we are going to round up our learning in approximation and estimation of numbers. So, in other words, we are rounding up everything that has to do with approximating and estimating numbers. We have actually looked at approximation in a holistic view. We've covered approximation to nearest decimal places. We've covered approximation of decimals in whole number to nearest whole number to one decimal place, two decimal places, and so on and so forth. Today, we are on the final phase of approximation and estimation of numbers, and that is rounding to significant figures. Now, it's not that all the digits of the in the number system are not significant, but some are really termed significant figures, while one particular digit is not always referred to as significant figure depending on its position on the place value system. Now we have the numbers such as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. This then, you have 0 somewhere here. This set of numbers are what made up every other number we know. Every other number in the number system are made up from these digits, right? But looking at this, you will notice that from 1 to 9 actually have value more than this. Okay? Okay? So we call these digits significant numbers. 0 is not an insignificant number, but its significancy is now determined by its position in the number or in a set of number as a result of its place value. For example, 1 is 1, but if I have 0 here, this 0 becomes insignificant because 0, 1 still means 1. You see that the presence of 0 at this point does not alter the value of 1 here. It is still 1. But if here is 1 and I now added 0 at this point, you notice that here the number is no more 1, but this number has become 10 automatically because of the position of 0 in this particular number. So at this point, we can say that 0 is insignificant. At this point, we can say that it is significant. But when we talk about rounding to significant numbers, we are simply looking at rounding numbers, counting the significant numbers or the digit we consider to be significant are the digits of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in the number. Okay? Now, in rounding to significant figures, we are going to consider certain types of numbers and how to round them to significant figures. So let's solve some examples in order to have a more clearer picture of what we are talking about significant figures. All right? Okay, let me clean this off. So let's look at some examples. In these examples, we are going to consider whole numbers. We are going to consider decimal numbers whose decimal value, whose whole number parts are non-zero digits. And we are going to also consider decimal numbers whose, what's it called again? Whose whole number parts are 0. Okay, so these are the two scenarios when we talk about decimal numbers, rounding decimal numbers to the nearest to significant figures, and then the whole number part also. So let's look at the following examples to help us have more insight on what we are talking about in rounding numbers to significant figures. Okay, all right, let's look at this. Examples. Number 1, let's say we have round have 540,384 to four significant figure. The question says round 540,384 to four significant figures. So solution. So here I have 540,384. To round this number to four significant figures, we can observe that the digits of these numbers are 5, 4, 3, 0, 3, 8, and 4. Remember I said that 0 is insignificant or 0 is significant depending on its position in the number. Now, as 0 is here, it is significant. So when we now want to round to four significant figures, we simply start from the highest place value and count four numbers, then we put our slash. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. You put your slash. Once you put your slash, you consider the digits at the right hand side of the slash. Now, when you consider the digits at that right hand side of the slash, you can now round up or you round down depending on the group the digit falls in. So looking at the digits of consideration, which is 8, what group is 8 belonging to? Group A or group B? Group B, right? So we round up, meaning that we'll add 1 to 3. Here becomes 0, here becomes 0. 3 plus 1, 4. 0, 4, 5. And this becomes our answer. So 540,384 rounded to four significant figures is 540,400. Okay? So that's how to round whole numbers to significant figures. Now here we just rounded this number to four significant figures. Okay? Now let's look at another example. Let's say I'm rounding this number to three significant figures. SF is the abbreviation of significant figure. So round this number is 3,386,240 to three significant figures. Solution. 3,386,240. To round these to three significant figures, like I said, we start from the highest place value to count. So let's go. 1, 2, 3. We have our slash and we consider the number here. Group A, Group B, Group B. So we add 1 here. Here becomes 0. Here becomes 0. Here becomes 0. Here becomes 0. 1 plus 8, 9. Bring down your 3. Bring down your 3. And the answer now becomes 3,390,000. Alright? Let's look at number 3. Sorry, excuse me. Number 3, I have we want to round 924,865 to two significant figures. So let's go. Solution. 924,865. We start from the highest number, 1, 2, because we are rounding to two significant figures. We consider the digits here. And 4 is in what group? 4 is in group A. So here becomes 0, here becomes 0, here becomes 0, here becomes 0. Are we adding anything here? No, because we are rounding down. So here we have 2 and 9. And this becomes our answer. So this is just the way to round whole numbers to significant figures, whether it's 4 significant figures, 3 significant figures, 1 significant figure, 12 significant figures, any number of significant figures. This is simply the pattern you will use or the approach to rounding whole numbers to significant figures. Simply start from the highest place value and count the number of places or the number of significant figures required. Put your slash, consider the digit at the right hand side of the slash. If it is in group A, group B, you now round down or you round up. Alright? So let's look at other examples that involves decimal number. So let me call this example number 4. Says round 483.285 to 4 significant figure. To 4 significant figures. Solution. So here I have 483.285. Now, if you watch, you see that this is a decimal number that has the whole number parts are non-zero numbers, while the decimal value parts are also non-zero numbers. But whichever is the case, in as much as the decimal value parts, the whole number parts are non-zero numbers, we start from the highest number in the whole number part to count. Same way we counted 4 numbers before we put our slash. Since we are rounding to 4 significant figures, we still count 4 digits before we put our slash. So let's go. This becomes 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we'll have our slash at this point. I said it. The most important thing is, where is our slash to fall? Where is it going to fall? Then are we rounding up or rounding down? Now, we are considering the number 8, and 8 is in what group? Group B. So we are going to round up. As we are rounding up, here will become 0, here will become 0. Then we add 1 to 2. 1 plus 2, 3. Bring down your points. 3 comes down, 8 comes down, 4 comes down. Now, since we are rounding to 4 significant figures and this is a decimal, you know that once there is zeros at the decimal, at the back of the decimal values without any significant digits, at this point, these zeros are not important. All these things we see here is the same thing as 0.2. So these zeros are insignificant, so we take them away. But remember, if I have this 1, these zeros here becomes significant because of the presence of 1 at this place. Okay? Okay? But if there are other extensions of zeros and there's no other significant digit to back them up, this 1, 2, 3 zeros at this point becomes insignificant. So we can do away with them. So why am I saying this? I'm saying this because our final answer will now become 483.3. 4 significant figures. So 483.285 has been approximated to 4 significant figures, and the answer is 483.3. Let's look at example 5. Example 5. I have 612.689 to 3 significant figures. Solution: 612.689. Since we are rounding these to 3 significant figures, remember we do our normal counting. 1, 2, 3. We have our slash. We consider the number here. Group A, Group B, we add 1. Here becomes 0. Bring down your point. 1 plus 2, 3. Bring down 1, bring down 6. But just as we said, these zeros are not important because 2.0 is the same thing as 2. This is insignificant. So our answer becomes 613. Simple as that. Lastly, let's look at, suppose we have this number 7.0008, 7.0008, 473. We want to round this to 4 significant figures. We are rounding this to 4 significant figures. Solution: 7.0008473. Remember, we said that zeros are significant depending on their positions in the number. These zeros are significant because there are significant digits at this point. So they become significant. That means, therefore, we have to count them in what we are doing. So we start from 7 because 7 is a non-zero number. So we count 1, 2, 3, 4. We put our slash, we consider 8. Group 1, group A, group B, we add 1. Here becomes 0, which are not important. So our final answer now becomes 7.001. Alright? Okay? So these examples now shows us how to round numbers to significant figures, decimal numbers to significant figures, but this particular type of decimal numbers has the whole number part to be non-zero digits. Okay, now let's consider a situation where the decimal number starts from 0, like 0 point whatever, how to do that. Okay, so let's look at this example. Let me put here. Round 0.026897 to 2 significant figures. Now, when rounding decimal numbers such as this to 2 significant figures, the zeros starting the numbers are not counted. They are not what? Counted. They are not considered when counting. If the question gave us 0.026897, these 2 zeros that started it, they are not counted because they are insignificant. Okay? We start our counting from where the non-zero digit started. And for this number, the non-zero digit started at 2. 2 is the first non-zero digit. So we start our counting from 2. Okay? So since we are rounding to 2 significant figures, we start counting from 2 and go 1, 2. We have this, we consider this. Group A, group B, we add 1 here. Here becomes 11. 1 plus 6, 7. Bring down 2, bring down 0, put your points, bring down 0. So our answer becomes 0.027. As simple as that. Let's look at this example. Let's say here we have this. So I have a 0.00025.869 to 3 significant figures. Solution: 0.00025.869. Remember what I said. These beginning zeros, these zeros that are at this particular position, are not counted. They are not counted because as a result of this their position, they are insignificant. So we start counting from the first non-zero digit. And in this case, the first non-zero digit is 2 at this case. So from 2, we count how many places? 3 places. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. We put our slash. We consider this. Group A, Group B, Group A. Group B, we add 1. Here becomes non-important. 1 plus 8, 9. Bring down 5. Bring down 2. Put your zeros. Put your points and the final zero. So 0.00025869 to 3 significant figures is 0.000259. You can see the 3 significant figures shown clear. Okay, let's finally, let's say I have this 0.000083125 to let's say to 2 significant figures. Solution. To 2 significant figures, we have that 0.000083125. Remember, to 2 significant figures, our counting starts from the first non-zero digit, which is 8 in this case. So we count 1, 2, put our slash, we consider 1. Group A, Group B, Group A. So here becomes 3, 8. We have our 4 zeros, our decimal point, and our 0. And this becomes the answer. So approximation and estimation of numbers, when we talk about rounding to significant figures, is as simple as the others. Okay? The main thing is for us to understand the pattern and the concept of doing so, which we've covered every scenario that significant figures can use to pose a question or a problem to us. Okay? So this is all about rounding numbers to significant figures. Okay, I've shown you how to round whole numbers to significant figures, no matter the level of or the number of significant figures we want to round them to. I've shown you how to round decimal numbers whose whole number part of the decimal numbers are non-zero digits. How to round it, and I've shown you how to round decimal numbers starting with a 0 point, whatever number that is there. That the whole number part of these decimal numbers are just 0. Okay? So, this brings us to the end of approximation and estimation. We have taught it all round. There is no other thing that will be different from everything we've discussed, in as much as approximation and estimation of numbers is involved. So, we've touched every part. We've turned it upside down. We've learned it. So, I want you to watch the video again and again and understand any concept that is still misleading. When we meet in our live class, I will clear those confusing points in significant numbers, and then we'll have a general review of approximation and estimation. Moving forward, our next topic will be on the concept of factors and multiples of a number. Under it, we are going to look at the meaning and the definition of factors and multiples, how to find the factors of numbers, how to find the multiples of numbers, how to find the product of prime factors of numbers, how to find the LCM, HCF of numbers. Then finally, we now have to apply what we've learned in our daily life. Is that okay? So this brings us to the end of this class. Please watch the video again so that we'll get every concept that is required. So see you in our live